Season 2 of Premiere has officially released in Counter-Strike, and with this update comes, of course, a brand new season where you have to get 10 more wins to get your Premiere rating back. And since Season 1 is over, we've gotten this brand new medal that you can display on your profile, or you can actually look at all of your stats throughout Season 1, which I think is really cool. But aside from the Premiere changes, there was a couple of crazy updates made to a few guns, which you've probably already heard, which were the Famas and the M4. I will briefly cover everything as well as show some in-game examples after a quick word from SkinsMonkey. Today's video is sponsored by SkinsMonkey. Now, if you're not familiar with SkinsMonkey, this is a trade site that allows you to take some of the old and crusty skins out of your inventory, and you can actually trade them in for something a little bit new, a little bit shinier than what you have right now. And it's really easy to do this, actually. All you need to do is log in through Steam, pick the skins that you don't want to use anymore, grab the ones that you do, and then click trade. All trades will pretty much happen immediately, and any balance that you don't use in your trade actually stays on the site for you to use for any future trades that you decide to do. And right now, if you use the link in the description, you can actually get a 35% deposit bonus, and that's good for up to $100. So let's say you deposit $100, you would actually get $135 on the site if you use my link. So make sure you check out SkinsMonkey, and let's hop right back into the video. So the update is a little bit smaller than I think most people were anticipating, but I will say that the changes to the Famas were much needed, because here's an example from pre-patched Famas. This is literally from today. As you can see, the long range, it's just not working. But after today's update to the accuracy from distance, it is significantly better. The recoil resets pretty quickly as well, so that just makes it feel a lot stronger. I think it's a lot more comparable to the Galil than it previously was, and I do think we're going to see a lot more of this going forward. Now, I'm not really sure if this new Famas, as well as the MP9, is going to be enough for the MP9 meta to kind of fall off, but I do think that the nerf to the MP9 of it having its crouching accuracy reduced, it's a good one. I don't think that it's the nerf that it needed, but it is going to be a nerf that does have some impact, because a lot of players are actually using the MP9 from ranges that they just should not have success with when they were crouching. So hopefully this change is good enough for the MP9. And of course, last but not least, we also saw the M4A4 have its price reduced to $2,900. So now both M4s are the same price. And I think that this is going to be the best change that we've seen to the A4 since release. Obviously, it doesn't need a stat boost. It was really good in CSGO before the A1S became OP. And now that they're the same price, I think that it's officially balanced. I've been buying the A4 more now since there's not going to be a drawback of utility. I won't have to spend the extra $100 on the A4 anymore. So it just makes a lot of sense. And I think most pros will probably agree with me and go back to start using it. And I should mention that the MP9 wasn't the only SMG that got this crouching accuracy nerf. It was also the MP5 and the MP7, but I don't think people were using this enough for it to matter. And there was also one more change which was made to the AUG and the SG553, which made it so that the scoped accuracy isn't like weird. Previously, and I don't have an example for this one, sorry, but previously when you would shoot the Krieg or the AUG, the dot would get really blurry and big, and it would just be hard to see where you're shooting from long range. And this has gotten significantly better in this update. I don't really know who's using these guns right now, but if you are, this is a big quality of life update. Now, apart from the gameplay changes, there was two changes made to the game that I really like, and the first one is the dynamic radar. Now, I have been a chronic radar zoomer since CSGO, and if you don't know what that means, basically I was zooming my radar in and out. I have a bind that does that so that I can zoom in or out depending on how far my teammates are, and now there's actually an option that the radar will just move on its own, and it's actually pretty clean. I like this feature. Nobody asked for it, but it was just a good quality of life change, and I think that I will be using it going forward. And the other change that they made was to train, and it's actually to prevent a sightline that you could get if you boosted in Pop Dog. So I made a clip on this the other day on my clips channel, and if you had boosted, you could actually see in towards camera from Pop Dog, as you can see here. And now there's boxes preventing this, and not only that, but these boxes also prevent the self boost that you used to be able to do on top of those boxes from eBox. But you can now get boosted on top by a teammate, and you can actually use this to get some pretty wicked off angles. And this could actually change a lot about how the CTs want to approach outside. Could be a cheeky round, as well as Ts could even have a nice post plant position. So I'm a pretty big fan of this change, but you guys can let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. So I guess that kind of wraps up the Season 2 patch notes. I know a lot of people were probably hoping for more, but in my opinion, I think the gameplay changes go a really long way. The MP9 nerf, even if it's just a small one, is definitely a step in the right direction. The Famas it's been a long time coming for that buff, and the A4 being the same price as the A1S is something that the community has been asking for years. So I do think that this is overall a step in the right direction, and hopefully the next update that we see will be more focused on content now that the game seems to be balanced in a good state. But with that being said, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Are you happy? Are you unhappy? And that's it. If you guys watched this far, please subscribe. Love you guys.